Okay, today we're at Cincinnati Union Bethel, and we are meeting with...
Hi, I am Julie Mollenkamp. I'm the Director of the Early Childhood Education Program here at Cincinnati Union Bethel.
And I'm Jen Maslin. I am one of our teacher development coaches, so I support the teachers with their professional development in the classroom.
All right, tell us a little bit about the school. How many locations, how many kids, things like that. Who do you serve?
So we have 4 locations, all serving mostly in the west side of Cincinnati. Between the 4 schools, we serve 488 children total, all preschool age. So they're all 3 to 5 years old. We do serve mostly children living in poverty. So last year, 99% of our families were below the federal poverty guidelines. This particular location that we're talking about for the Move the Bus campaign is our Camp Washington location. Serves mostly families living in Price Hill, and we have 253 students here.
Okay, your bus program, you have said that the entire bus program, which serves all 4 schools, is about a $400,000 expense. Mm-hmm. But you own your own buses.
Correct. So we own our own buses, but we use a contracted bus company to run the service. They hire the drivers, the monitors, write the bus routes for us, ensure that we're following all of the safety standards. So we do use part of our Head Start grant to help us pay for that cost. Although Head Start does not require that you transport the children, we know how important it is to provide transportation to our families, so we opt to use part of our grant to cover that cost. And then the rest of the cost we have to find through grants, private foundations. We put that in our quest with United Way. So the overall cost is about $400,000. Even after we use part of our Head Start grant, we're still looking over half of the cost to be funded through other sources.
Okay, you said you had about 488 students between the 4 schools. And how many kids are here? 253 in this school?
Correct, yes.
And then you said that of your total enrollment, about 250 need transportation, bus transportation.
Yeah, last year we transported 256. We're currently only transporting here at Camp Washington and at our Millville location. We have had to, just for cost purposes, we've had to cut routes in the past from our Winton Terrace location and at our College Hill location. So we're transporting 256 children. That's between Millville and Camp Washington.
And all 4 of your locations are 5-star rated for purposes of funding, correct?
Absolutely. All 4 of our preschools are 5-star rated. So amongst other things, that means that we follow lower teacher-to-child ratios. We have more professional development hours for our administrators and our teachers. There's a lot of incorporating the families. So there's a lot of above and beyond quality initiatives that we are involved with to be part of the Step Up to Quality rating system.
And then part of the quality rating system is that you have to monitor the attendance of the kids. And you have a 10% absenteeism.
Yeah, that's actually part of Head Start. We monitor the attendance, so the average daily attendance by month. And if a child is in danger of missing 10% of the scheduled program days for the year, then we let the family know, because we know that that's kind of an indicator that they might start to struggle with their outcomes. It might start to affect their performance.
Of the child.
Yeah, of the child. And our whole goal really is to prepare them for kindergarten. So being at school and attendance is really important for their outcomes. Excuse me. And when they're getting close to missing the 10% of the scheduled program days, we talk with the family, we find out what the obstacles are, why have they been missing those days, and anything that we can do to support them. So every family is a little bit different. They have different reasons. So we kind of individualize and work with the family so we can get the child back on track with consistent attendance.
Is transportation a problem with attendance?
Oh, always, yes. Huge problem.
All right, so having the bus system enhances the attendance.
Yes, absolutely. Like we kind of talked about, this is the site that transports the most children, and as we track our attendance, we have done comparisons between the schools that do have transportations and the one that don't have transportation, and we generally see about a 20% difference, higher attendance rate when we do offer transportation, especially in the winter months. It's just really hard for our families they don't have cars, or they have one car and the families need that either to get to work or to get through other things throughout the day with their other children. So providing transportation is really increases the attendance rate.
I think you told us that the attendance rate is 75 to 80% with the bus service, and you can subtract 20% from those figures if no bus service.
Yes, yeah.
All right, and then again, real quickly, you do provide more of a holistic approach to the family. So you have services for the families here also in terms of counseling and other things. What were those?
Yep, so we work with the family and the child at the same time. We have family service workers that are dedicated to just working with the family. They set goals with the family. We actually do kind of an assessment with the family to see where they are when they come in and what their needs are. We know that working with the family and helping them reach their goals will help the family work with the child so the child can reach their goals. And then overall, working with the family and the child, we provide health services, mental health services, disability services, kind of get them linked into whatever they need. But we also provide on site, so we do speech screens, hearing screens, vision screens, all here to really make sure that that gets done, which is why it's important that the children come to school, and then follow up with any treatment or referrals that the children or families might need to make sure they get all the care that they need.
So for dental, you work with Cincy Smiles and Smile, Ohio.
Yes.
And for speech pathology, you work with University of Cincinnati,
Right. Yeah.
who provides bilingual
Yeah.
folks to help out.
Yes. Yeah.
And then nursing students from UC,
From the nursing students are from Hondros.
Hondros,
Yeah.
that check the kids' blood pressure
They
and
do blood pressure, vision. We actually test lead levels, so they do some blood work as well.
so that's why it's important, like you said, that the kids get here for school every day so that they can take advantage of the other services that are provided.
Yes.
Yes, and we have regularly scheduled times for them to come, so if the children aren't here on that day, they miss out on that opportunity to have those screens.
Okay, so go back to, of the $400,000 budget for the busing program, part of that is covered by Head Start.
Yes.
So your gap funding that you look to foundations and other private sources would be for about how much?
It's generally about half.
About half?
Yeah.
Okay, anything else that you'd like to tell our board?
We appreciate at least the consideration. We appreciate coming out and seeing the schools and seeing what we do. We just part of our mission and what we really want to do is be a part of making sure that all children have access to quality education. And we know that we're providing quality, so we just need help in making sure that the children in the neediest neighborhoods can get here to get that quality education.
And just real quickly, because some of our folks have heard about the United Way Preschool Promise, you really don't participate in that program.
We do participate. We're providers, so we are Cincinnati Preschool Promise providers. The way the funding works, there isn't a lot of reimbursement if you're also getting Head Start funding.
So you get Head Start, and what was the other?
Vouchers.
Vouchers.
Publicly funded childcare is what it's kind of referred to. So if you get both of those funding sources already, we don't get a ton of Preschool Promise, but we are definitely a provider.
Right.
Support it.
But the Preschool Promise basically goes to Cincinnati Public School System for preschool.
Yeah, and then more like private preschools that don't have any other funding sources or benefiting.
Like
from
you.
it, that don't have Head Start.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and even though the Cincinnati Public Schools have a preschool program, their physical plants don't allow them to have enough classrooms, and that's why a facility like yours is necessary.
Yes, we know that there are still a lot of children that are underserved in the community, even with the preschool that Cincinnati Public is offering now.
And also we provide those holistic services to the family and to the whole child, so having this as an option rather than going to CPS is still something that we want to make sure, because they're going to get the benefits of those health screens, the family support, and that comprehensive approach that we take.
So that doesn't happen in the Cincinnati Public Schools, the holistic approach with the
Not
health
to this
services.
level, no, not at all.
All right, well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
meeting with
much.
us.